Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another Coffee on the Coast. I am here with two awesome advocates of the community, Jim and Biff. They're from Heart-a-Rama. How you guys doing?
Oh.
Yeah, you think I'd call you an awesome advocate of the community. So how is Heart-a-Rama doing? When is Heart-a-Rama? What is Heart-a-Rama? What's the theme this year?
So Heart-a-Rama is doing well. We had the most people auditioning than we've had in a while. So we have a cast of about 49 or 50.
Holy cow.
Double our cast from last year, so that's a plus. Rehearsals have started, and the show dates are May 2nd through the 4th, and May 9th through the 11th, and at the Two Rivers Community House.
People rehearse for this.
We, believe it or not, we do rehearse. I have to say, the skits that I've got, they came this week and already had, I don't think they were looking at their note cards already, so I'm like, oh, I'm very pleased.
What's the theme this year?
The theme is Heart-a-Rama Goes Country.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Yeah, howdy.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, when I've said jokingly, I believe the theme will be great, and a lot of people love the country idea, but jokingly being in some song and dance numbers and some country songs that I don't recognize because I'm not a real country guy, that's been a little struggle for me, but I came up with the idea, so I'm going to live with it. It'll be great.
Building cultural bridges.
That's
another
right.
thing that Heart-a-Rama is great at, right?
That's right. That's right.
So every year Heart-a-Rama picks a new theme, and this thing has been going on for a long time, right, Biff?
1971 was
Holy
the first
smokes.
Heart-a-Rama. We hit 50 years next year, correct?
50 is next year.
First year of Heart-a-Rama, boy, I hope I don't miss people, but Pat and Mike Shermock and Fred and Mary Brandt and Joan Dram were kind of the people that got it going together. And they had raised money for other causes, but in 71 they chose a heart association. They raised $1,200, going to bars at 2:30 in the morning and selling tickets to people for a variety show. And,
Wow, that's a smart sales technique.
and it's just kind of grown from there. But 2:30 in the morning, people, it's hard to say no in a bar.
Right. So you were saying the cause is the Heart Association.
American Heart Association gets funding. A lot of the funding stays local. Heart-a-Rama has bought AEDs for many schools and different organizations in the county with some of the proceeds. There's a scholarship that we give out every year to somebody that's going into cardiology. So that's been the purpose for the last 49 years.
Wow. And you MC the show. I've seen the show all the time, every year pretty much, I think, since I've been in Manitowoc. At some point or another, I remember when it was down at Jack's Are Better, and I used to have to stumble home from, which was nice because my house was right up the hill from Jack's Are Better. But the format and the venue has changed a little bit over the years. But you're emceeing, right?
I practice very hard for that. I spend hours every night practicing. But the new format at the community house in Two Rivers, and I shouldn't say new, we've been there for
I think,
least
let's
10.
see, 2008, I believe, was our first year there.
Wow. But it's a great venue. If you remember the old place at Jack's, you had to get there early to hear and see. It's a beautiful old barn, but the community house is wonderful. Two Rivers has really treated us well to go in and use their facility, but you don't have to stand in line anymore to get in.
Cool.
People used to get there early in the morning, stand in line. You don't have to do that. Now you can come and get a decent seat anywhere in the building.
Awesome. So Jim, the band that plays Heart-a-Rama, it's the Heart-a-Rama band, and there's a lot of well-known musicians. I think we should name drop here a little bit because my neighbor Bob Peranto's in the band, but there's also Rod is in the band.
Rod Shire.
Rod Shire. A lot of people know that. These guys are really talented musicians.
Bob Peranto, the only drummer I've ever known that can sleep and drum at the same time. Very talented guy. Rod, of course, has been around. Rod has been in the Lakeshore forever. Jerry Krause, bass player, played with my band for many, many years. Very talented guy. Pete Hansen.
Pete Hansen, of course.
Acoustic Fest here in Manitowoc. He does that. He's one of the leaders to get people together. I'm trying to think. I think there's a Van Lanen this year that's playing violin for some of the country songs.
I heard that. I heard about
Little
that.
fiddle.
Doing a John Denver tune that needed a violin.
So the band, do they practice with the cast?
Well,
regularly,
we try. I think a few things kind of postpone that this year because typically where we practice, that got kind of flooded.
Yeah.
And so this year it's not going to be as much of that this year. In the past it has, but it won't happen. But I think this is my 17th year doing it, and I think about in the years that I've done it and how sometimes you wonder, well, is this going to all come together? And it always comes together. It always comes together, and people leave, and they laugh, and they enjoy it. So I'm not really overly worried. And talking to, well, Ellen Peranto, Bob's wife, Ellen has said that there are some songs that Bob said, we're going to be fine. And so we will probably, I'm thinking extra practice will happen dress rehearsal time, is my guess.
What you really love about the band, the cast, the show is there are actors in our show. There are some people that actually have been on stage and do stuff. And then we have people that just want to do this for the cause.
Yeah.
So you can see somebody who's been in masker plays or Treehouse Theater or other things in the community. And then you can see people that you never would think would be on stage. And that's what's really cool about this. It was just people coming together to raise money to help other people.
What a fun event, too. Every time I go, I remember going to Heart-a-Rama one time a few years ago, and I just had a bad day. I was just grumpy as all get up. And I went to Heart-a-Rama, I instantly, my mood changed. It's amazing. All the vendors there, the popcorn's free-flowing, the beer's free-flowing, and everybody's having a good time. And what I love about Heart-a-Rama is the involvement that the actors encourage from the audience. The boo hiss and stuff, just audience participate. You can go there. It's not like going to see a show where you have to sit in your nice clothes and just be very prim and proper. You guys encourage having a good time, and that's awesome. And it's for a good cause. So let's talk about the dates again, just so everybody knows where they can get tickets too, because that's important. So how they can get tickets and where the dates, the dates are.
So dates are May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and May 9th, 10th, and 11th. So the first 2 weekends in May. Tickets are currently available at both Piggly Wigglies, Manitowoc and Two Rivers, along with heartarama.org. So if you feel like I can't make it to the Pigs to get to get some tickets, are $15 a piece. They're $16 on the .org because we have to mail them out and so forth. So it's convenience, and people have been taking advantage of it. And so yeah, we really encourage it. I've talked to a number of different people recently and said, ever been to Heart-a-Rama? And I think you'd agree. First time you don't know what to expect that first time, but people will say, I'm coming back after that first time. So it's just a fun night.
Yeah. It's a little like a living House on the Rock. When you walk in the House on the Rock, you have no idea what you're going to see. And Heart-a-Rama's kind of like, you never know what's going to come out from the curtain with the next skip. To explain what Heart-a-Rama is, you really can't do that.
But let's just make sure our audience knows we don't have a creepy dollhouse. Okay, so
it's a lot of creepy actors.
And all the seats are general admission too.
Yes.
Right? So if you want to line up, you can.
For the best seats.
For the best seats, yeah.
If you want to be in the front. Yeah. And, I've noticed through the years, especially in Two Rivers, I would say, doors open at 6:30. And we have our auction at 7:10, and then that's for the toilet seat. And then at 7:30, the show starts. I'd say a lot of people will roll in 5:45, 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30 if they really want those front seats and so forth. But 6 o'clock is a pretty standard time where a lot of people start rolling in, getting in line.
That was always one of my favorite parts of the show, by the way, is the auctioning of the best seat in the house. If you haven't seen it before, it is something to see. All the proceeds go to the American Heart Association, and what they've done for years and years. And if you go to the Pig, you can see just a dozen of these things. Are toilet seats that are embellished, let's say.
Yes.
Painted artistically.
Painfully. They're embellished beautifully as per the theme of that year. So I always love looking at the toilet seat, but it's always fun to see how much the toilet seat goes for. And the companies that step forward, the local companies that step forward and say, hey, raise their hand and say, I'm going to support Heart-a-Rama, and let's hang that toilet seat in my business because I'm proud of what you guys do. I think that's just a really cool thing.
It is awesome. I think you'd agree. I think in my early days, you know, you'd go, man, you'd get $1,000 for a toilet seat. That was pretty awesome. Now it's kind of just $1,000 for a toilet seat. We're kind of, I mean, because we have gotten bidders going $3,000-$4,000 for a toilet seat.
And many of the companies will come and they'll strike an agreement the night of the show because they'll be bidding against each other. And then what they'll do is somebody will win it for X number of dollars and go to the other person and say, hey, if you match that, we'll make another one. So they're starting to work together to raise even more money for the cause.
It's a great cause.
We have a lot of wonderful, wonderful giving people.
Awesome.
In the area.
Awesome. Great. What a great thing. So everybody, make sure you go online, get your tickets, or go to the Pigs and get your tickets. If you go to the Piggly Wigglies, then you can see what I'm talking about the best seat in the house. It's kind of fun. It's like a art gallery of toilet seats.
Yeah.
So anyway, Heart-a-Rama, please support the American Heart Association and have a great time at the same time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.